welcome to Outside Extra. We are here at E3 and Mike, you've seen Minecraft Earth?
Yes, I have. It's a mobile game.
I believe you're going to tell us some things about it.
Yes, 7 things that you must know about Minecraft Earth.
So, what's point number 1?
Point number 1 is you are building in the real world. So the whole point of Minecraft Earth is that it brings Minecraft creations into the real world via AR or augmented reality. So it uses your phone's camera. Essentially the way it works is you set up a build plate, they're called, and that could be like a table or any kind of flat surface. And you kind of build your Minecraft builds in miniature. So you can move around the table, it knows where the flat surface is, and you place blocks and you can build houses and castles and whatever you fancy. All the kind of functionality of sort of original Minecraft in terms of the building is there. So you build those constructions on your sort of table, and then when you're happy, you can then place them on the floor and they become full-size creations which you can kind of walk around using your phone to look around.
That's
it's
amazing.
Extremely cool. Yeah.
Witchcraft.
It is like witchcraft.
Yeah.
The way they were suggesting you play it is if you've got a backyard, for example, that can be your kind of build space, and you can be constructing stuff in your backyard and have like a castle or whatever.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're one of these kids with like a tree in their garden, you've been pleading your parents for a tree house.
Build a tree mansion.
You just make a tree,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
A tree high-rise tower block. The possibilities are endless. Yeah, if you could do it inside as well. Like if you have a particularly like palatial living room, you could do your builds inside. We were experimenting with indoors. It works both indoors and outdoors. But yeah, it's really cool to kind of put something together using your phone. You know, placing blocks using your phone, and then be able to blow it up to kind of full size and then look around it. It's very cool.
So, how does it work?
All right, it's got some really clever like augmented reality tech. Basically, the tracking is absolutely brilliant. So when you're constructing something, you know, on your build plate, for example, you can really like get in there and kind of, you know, you can put your head through like windows and stuff like that. And really kind of zoom in. It's as if it's a real sort of physical object. The tracking is so accurate. It's just one-to-one in terms of smoothness. And then, you know, when we actually blew it up to a full-size creation and we were wandering around and stuff, really, like, it doesn't need to have a constant view of the floor. It remembers where it was, and as you come back down, it's still there. And, you know, we were properly like waving the phones around and, you know, wildly flailing as you might do when you see something so insane for the first time. And it never lost the sort of exact location of the build, and that was indoors as well. When you're outdoors, apparently it uses GPS data, but it also you know, has a kind of better than GPS tracking that they were talking about, which means that yeah, again, the things that are placed in the world outside are, you know, you can move around them and it knows exactly where you are at any given time. So how do you get blocks to build things? Because in the game you go chop. Yes.
You can't do that in the real world.
If you do that in your living room, your mum's going to shout at you.
Yes.
The way you get blocks for your builds, as I mentioned, you have to go outside, right? So that's how you get your blocks. So there are things called tappables, which are sort of like, you might be walking along the street in your neighborhood and see a tree, and you can go over and tap that and kind of mine, and get the wood from a tree in the world. So that's one way of getting blocks. And for this kind of simple, straightforward stuff, like I guess wood and rock and things like that, you'll be able to find those things sort of dotted around the world by looking at a kind of Pokemon Go style map, and kind of going out and wandering. So the more advanced stuff, like blocks and items, you will get those through what they call adventures. So there'll be little kind of challenges with a sort of objective of some sort. It might be some combat, it might be something else, you know. And by doing those adventures, you'll be able to get those sort of more advanced items and more advanced blocks. Those are in the same place for everyone. So you might be participating in an adventure and someone else might be kind of wandering over, and you know, that adventure will be in the same place. So they'll know that you haven't just gone bonkers and pointed your phone and, you know.
It's that thing when there's like a Pokemon raid or anything like that, and you see someone else looking at their phone, you're like, yeah, we both know what we're doing.
The really cool thing was one of just a very strange random thing they did was they showed, so obviously because it's got work based on real life maps and things, they had like a body of water and they showed some fishing in like in a real body of water. So like Minecraft fishing with a little pixely fishing rod, but in real water and getting fish. So that will be one of the adventures, for example. And that applies to mobs as well. So if you want to get some pigs for a little pig farm in your home build, you'll have to go out and find 2 pigs out in the world, and it'll be like a little adventure where you kind of feed them a carrot, and then you get, instead of like another pig, you get like a little sort of spawn egg, they call them, which allows you to then go back home and spawn a pig in your world. So even mobs will be something that you'll be picking up in the world.
Yeah, like a little Pokemon though. Little piggy.
We've lost Ellen. She's gone.
Piggy-mon.
She's
Gotta
gone.
catch them all.
She's gone.
Okay, I've calmed down. You talked about other people being on adventures. Can you go on these adventures with your friends?
Yes, so it is totally multiplayer. That's the idea. So yes, when you're doing an adventure, for example, if you're having a bit of trouble, someone else can come along and help you out and sort of collaborate. You can also share your home builds and stuff. So if you've got something on a build plate, all you have to do is kind of show your phone, kind of like a QR code type thing, to someone else's phone with the camera, and they'll be able to jump in on your build and help you build it. So you can do collaborative builds in real life with your friends, all say standing around a table. You can all be building it from different angles and stuff. So it's full like 3D building. And then obviously you can also, when you blow the thing up to sort of full size, people can be in there as well. And the thing that really blew my mind was it has this really smart occlusion tech. So if you're pointing your phone at part of your build and someone walks in front of you, you'll see them walking through your build. It's not absolutely perfect. It's not like Hollywood green screen quality, but it's pretty good. And if they walk behind a block, it knows kind of the depth and where they are, and they'll be behind the block. It was absolutely mind blowing. So it really feels like you and your friends are inside this sort of imaginary Minecraft build. Obviously they can sort of fool around and things like that, but you are also in control of your own builds. So it's not like what you've built in your backyard will be visible to anyone else. You have to invite people in for them to see it.
Right.
And you can kick them out at any time if they start being jerks.
Yeah, so like if, when you have a Minecraft server, if someone's going around blowing everything up, you can kick them out.
Just
do
boot
the
them out.
same in this. Oh, that's good to know. So is the main thing that you're going to be doing like just building?
No, there is. It is a dangerous environment to be in. There is combat in there, so we played a bit around with, having the sword, and you have to kind of physically walk forward towards the sort of the enemy and click
creepers.
the thing, or you can fire sort of bows and arrows, and that gives you a little crosshair in the middle of your kind of phone camera, so you'll be pointing. It was quite cool. We saw spiders, we saw creepers, we saw skellies. But one of the things they were saying was what they want to do is have stuff below you. So although you can't necessarily travel down, you have to stay on the same plane. Unless you can physically travel down in the world, you can't physically travel down in your Minecraft creation. But if you like break through the ground, you might see like a cavern underneath full of skeletons and things, and you can kind of inch around the edge and find the angles to kind of kill all the skeletons and stuff. So that was quite cool. Also, I mean, other players can do dangerous things as well. Like I got set on fire, which I think was probably karma for everything I've ever done in a video game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be dangerous as well. And although we were invulnerable when we were playing it, you can die in this game. But they did say there was going to be a safe sort of, I guess, an equivalent to creative mode as well, where if you get stressed by creepers,
if you just want to build, if you just want to play Lego Minecraft, basically.
There will be that option.
So what about if you already play Minecraft?
Right, so it's all kind of integrated. It runs off the Bedrock engine, which is what they switched to recently. It integrates with your profile, so any kind of it integrates with Marketplace, but only certain purchases at the moment, right? So if you have skins and things, your character will appear with that skin on the overworld, on the Pokemon Go style sort of overworld. So skins come over. At the moment, they aren't doing tile sets. At the moment, it's just the regular sort of Minecraft tile set. They kind of said they wanted it to be
classic.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, they wanted people to be familiar with it and things like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if later on you're able to apply your kind of mashup packs and things like that. Yeah, your profile will remain, and it's all kind of unified. And I suspect if there are ways to spend mine coins, which probably there will be, you'll be able to spend them from your own profile.
So talking about mine coins, how much does it cost?
It is free to play, right? So to download it and play it, it is free. They were saying they want to focus on kind of engagement, getting people into it. I guess they're competing with Pokemon Go and equivalent games, so it kind of has to be. But it would not surprise me if there are Minecoin style microtransactions and ways to sort of, I guess, augment your experience. But if you want to get involved, they're apparently only a few weeks away from an actual beta. It starts on iOS, so you need an iPhone or an iPad. And actually playing it on a tablet's quite nice because you get a bit more kind of screen real estate to kind of look around.
Right, yes.
So if you have one of those, if you head to minecraft.net, there's a sign up link on there if you fancy giving it a go. I would wholeheartedly recommend it because I was not expecting that much from Minecraft Earth. I think I thought it would be just a little kind of toy, you know, where you could just build a little Minecraft construction but not actually do anything with it. But actually all the augmented reality stuff, all the Pokemon Go style wandering and adventuring and tappables as they're calling them, is really, really cool and involving. So plus the tech underlying it, as I said, is really impressive. So definitely check it out if you can, and yeah, I'll be there probably. Yeah, tapping away.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for telling us more about Minecraft, or I'm going to call it Minecraft, because
Minecraft Earth, yeah.
Minecraft Earth. It sounds really interesting. Are you guys intrigued by it? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, everything all like that. And see you in the next video. Bye!